All right, what's up, y'all? We about to get another episode of Connect Wednesdays. It's episode 12. Today, what we're going to be talking about is we're going to touch on the first ever framework. There's the Chinese yuan having an expiration date. I just came across some crazy info, and this was earlier today. And we're going to touch on an incident that just happened in the Xrp community. It's crazy. Steve just kind of shared this info literally 5 minutes before the call. So we're going to kind of break it down and kind of assess what happened. But this is a super teachable moment for everybody. So I just want everybody to make sure you're on point. You're paying attention to what you guys are doing, especially now that everybody is beginning to move their crypto assets off of these exchanges directly onto these cold storage wallets, these devices. These are lifesavers. I don't know if you guys can see this, but these little devices right here, these will save you a lot of headache, but there's still dangers that exist that you guys need to be aware of, because one false move, you'll lose everything. So make sure I can share my screen. All right, everybody mute up. All right, somebody do me a favor, give me a thumbs up when you guys can see my screen.
You good?
My God. All right, so Wolf, if you want to, I don't know, you occupied?
A little bit, but I'll help you out.
Yeah, no, it's all good. You don't need to. I was just saying, just in case. But you good. Right. Just rock out. Right. So I want to show you guys this. I just literally came across this, so this was a little wild for me. So I've been telling you guys a lot about CBDCs and just basically how they're going to impact how different countries are going to be able to basically use that domestic product and transact between that nation and then between other nations. Guys, make sure you mute up, please. So the biggest thing is CBDCs, just so you understand, those are central bank digital currencies. They're going to be local products. This is what's going to be utilized to basically transact money, right? In a new digital world. When we go to this quantum financial system, this is what each country is going to be using, right? And again, CBDCs were meant to just be domestic products, but they have their advantages and they have a lot of disadvantages. We always tell you guys about, you're going to basically be giving up all of your privacy with these CBDCs. The thing is, it's coming from the governments, right? And it's going to be a government-controlled and central bank-controlled product. So of course, you don't really have too much say-so in this situation. You either use it or you don't, right? So now I just found something that's even crazier. So this whole CBDC toolkit, this came out in 2018, Davos, Switzerland. It was an event. This is where the top elites come and they meet once a year, and they just basically discuss just things that's going on globally and how they're going to transact with one another, what innovation can come behind, certain things that they're going to implement, and just tracking global leadership and competitiveness amongst one another, but still being able to understand the main reason that they're all here is basically to help everybody transact and basically facilitate transactions. So the crazy part that I found out today, and this article was from May 15th, I had no clue. So one of the first CBDCs that kind of came out and came about was a race, right? There's always been some type of power struggle between countries when it comes to finances. China was one of the first countries to come out and actually have a working CBDC, right? The US was dragging behind, well, at least that's That's the I guess what they gave to us to make us feel like, hey, the US is super behind, right? But China came out the gate swinging. They pressed the fast forward button and they were the first out the gate. So they had their digital yuan, but they also have a CBDC. I forgot what it's called, E something. I forgot the name of it. But the digital yuan was the first working product out of all the nations. So everybody kind of looked to the yuan like, whoa, this is kind of powerful. These guys were first out the gate. But today, just doing my regular due diligence and I was researching some stuff, and I'm like, hey, I wonder with all these things that they're going to try to implement and try to place controls over, what's new? Like what am I missing? Did something happen that I'm not catching? I stumbled upon this article. This article says China's new digital currency comes with an expiry date, for better or for worse. So the crazy thing about this is I want you guys to be able to read this and I'll drop this inside the chat. Basically what it boils down to is when they created this product, you are going to have to use, and this is going to be inside this actual article, but you guys are going to have to, in China, they have to spend their money, or if they do not spend the money, it will expire when it's in their account. So we're talking about having the control of a domestic product. This is something where the governments and the central banks control for this entire country and all of its people. You say the wrong thing, they instantaneously cut you off, right? This is programmable money. So this is one of the craziest things. It's like you're really starting to see this all come to light. Me and Steve have been telling you, Steve has been ultra vocal about this. And he's starting to tell you guys over and over, like, yo, this is what's going on. And you guys have to be aware because when it happens in one place, it's almost guaranteed it's going to trickle here to the United States, right? It's inevitable. So I want you guys to understand is like when we get this crypto money, you have to know what to do with it. You have to know how to kind of exist in this space because when you have products like this, you could have $1 trillion in your bank account. But if it's all tied to a CBDC and they have the power to shut it down, you won't have access to anything, right? So we have to kind of figure out ways to find these little pockets and build our own ecosystems. So when the world goes digital, we're able to basically transact with one another. We're able to do things. We're able to innovate. And we could all just kind of live together in synergy and not have to be succumbed to all of this nonsense because the people who are in place and in position, you're going to be wealthy. It's a no-brainer, especially if you're investing in the right things. But the people who aren't, this is going to be their reality, right? You just have to go through this whole social credit system aspect. And I just found this interesting because right now, one of the biggest things, and I think this was probably the biggest takeaway that was part of the first ever framework for the White House. This fact sheet right here, the biggest part of this to me was the very last principle. It's principle 7. It was exploring CBDCs. Now, we're going to get into this shortly, and everybody do this for me by dropping a 1 in the chat. If you read over this regulatory framework for crypto, drop a 1 in the chat. If you did your due diligence since our last meeting, since episode 11, drop a 1. If you didn't, drop a 2.
We got two.
Come on, man. Come on, y'all. Yeah, I know y'all supposed to be tapped in. We're supposed to be discussing it, but it's all good though. So I did a glaze over, and then I started looking at certain things that was inside this framework. This is super bearish, right? In my opinion, there's nothing in here that is shocking that is going to basically change the dynamic for any of us, right? The executive order came out March 9th of 2022. That was the executive order on ensuring responsible development of digital assets. Biden signed that, and basically that was just a green light for government agencies to start digging into the risk and the opportunities for digital assets. Ever since then, we're talking 7 months, there has been really no advancements except for this framework. So basically what this means is, one, we're about to get regulations. I mean, that's just, it's it, but that's what we've been waiting for. So it's nothing special about this framework at all, except for it's the first ever. So this should be your indication that, hey, we're about to get regulations. Crypto isn't going anywhere. What they're going to do is they're laying out basically what all this means for each and every person, whether you're a business, whether you're enterprise, whether you're government, a consumer, investor, whatever, right? It's all going to be laid out for you, and they're going to determine what's risky, what needs to be solved, what we need to work on, and what things they're going to protect us from, right? Their key thing that they've never stepped away from is, this is their number one stance. They always say that stable coins pose meaningful risks to consumers, investors, businesses, if they're not properly regulated. The thing about that is, it's been the job of the SEC, of Treasury, of the Fed, of just government agencies, period, to always protect the people. But we know they don't do that, right? Just because of what just went down with Terra Luna. I mean, that's a key indicator. And this, you got to think, we still don't have regulations right now. And this space has been around. The Genesis block was done in 2009, right? So this space has been around since 2008, 2009, and we still don't have regulations. It's 2022. We're going into 2023. All right. So part of this framework, again, I want you guys all to read this. So if you haven't done so already, that's going to be your homework. And this is something that we could talk about, but just I'll kind of summarize it and just break down the outline. So there's 7 principles that's laid out in this. I'll lay them out for you. The first one is protecting consumers, investors, and businesses. Second, promoting access to safe, affordable financial services. 3 is fostering financial stability. 4, advancing responsible innovation. 5 is reinforcing global financial leadership and competitiveness. 6 is fighting illicit finance. And 7, again, this is my favorite, is exploring CBDCs. So the reason as I'm basically just reading down this list and I'm looking through what all they're talking about, there's nothing, again, in here that's new. It seems like they took the executive order from 7 months ago and basically regurgitated it. They did say that they want to properly regulate crypto and CBDCs, period. They want to make it a level playing field for everybody, so everybody here can operate safely, securely, and be able to basically take their cut, is what this means. What they're going to do is ensure that the AMC and the KYL and the KYCs, all of that stuff is going to be enforced. So they're going to be ramping up certain agencies to enforce this with exchanges. So as this stands, we're still going to have exchanges for right now. And these exchanges are going to be forced to implement security measures just to make sure that everybody who's using it is basically verifiable. They're a person. They're able to verify their address, phone number, certain identifying information about them. So as they invest in this space, they're able to be identified, right? So that's a pro and a con. The reason it's a pro and a con, one, is because, of course, you want to be engaged in commerce, right, and investments with actual people. When you're using bots and things like this, we've done it before, right? There's a super advantage to doing that, because that's when you get into machine learning and artificial intelligence. You're able to maximize profits without having to actually do tangible work, right? You don't have to be hands-on with certain things. You can just implement a certain software with a bot. The bot does all the work for you. One of the key things is arbitrage. So with arbitrage, there's a lot of money that can be made, and it's really, really cool that you can do that. But it's just like you want to be able to know that there's actual people that's investing, right? So there's no significant manipulation going on around you. Two, the reason the governments want this is because, of course, people are using it to aid and abet in nefarious activities, right? They're using it in black market transactions. I told you guys this story probably once or twice before, where they've used Ethereum and they've used Bitcoin predominantly to, to buy drugs, guns, human trafficking, all of that good stuff, bodily organs. It's all done on the black market, right? And they were using these cryptocurrencies to do so. But the problem was they had no way of identifying who was behind these wallets, right? Because they were using the darknet. But now in this new day and age, we're about to go strictly digital, and the governments want to be able to identify who is behind these accounts and then be able to have control over the transactions and visibility over the transactions that are being made. I always find it unique that they say, y'all mute up, please. I always find it unique when these guys continuously say they want to promote safety, right? Because that's been the SEC's job, the CFTC. But these guys have been around, we've been around in the space for so long and they've done nothing, right? You see the SEC now, all they're doing is leading by enforcement. We had the Kim Kardashian situation. We had Floyd Mayweather. We had Ian Bellina. This is all recent. That's just happening. We just had California listed 9 companies that they listed as Ponzi schemes. Now, all of these different companies have been existing. They've been operating. We've had billions of dollars and millions of dollars funneled through these exchanges, and nothing's happening. So when people are negatively impacted, the only thing that they could do is send out a couple tweets, pass it around to the community, and then it spreads like wildfire, right? But there's still nothing being truly done. The SEC, it seems like these guys are only out for a paycheck. So you have to be truly, truly careful. Anybody that's operating like a business, or if you're utilizing these platforms, right now you don't really have somebody that's protecting you outside of Steve and I, right? And it's everybody's duty to make sure that you're safe, to make sure that you're practicing safe investing and safe self-custodying. Steve, let me see if Steve, you on? I don't know if he wanted to talk about this this whole ledger situation. Well, we'll save it because he's online, but he'll probably tap in a little later. Yeah, but just little things like that, you guys have to ensure that you're doing your part, because truth be told, it doesn't matter what kind of executive orders are coming out and what kind of frameworks are being worked on, bills being passed. This isn't the first and this won't be the last until we actually get regulations, right? But there's no new legislature or any new laws that have passed based upon this framework since March 9th, when the executive order came out. And there's been really not too many advancements coming from the government side. We just know that whenever they put out framework and executive orders, we know that something is coming. So hopefully we do get regulations between now and 2023. And the reason I say the kind of second quarter of 2023 is because they have systems that's about to come out. And everything is about the financial system, the risks, everything that's going on, right? But they're trying to introduce FedNow. FedNow is coming live 2023, right? Jerome Powell is on record coming out saying it's official, it's being released. We know, we've told you guys a couple times who the blockchain companies that are part of the task force, they're gonna help implement these instant and faster payments protocols. But remember, a lot of this stuff is all domestic. So where this fact sheet is kind of like, it's insightful to me, it lets me know that, all right, all of this stuff is going on in each country. But we have global trade, global finance. There has to be a connecting point, right? There has to be a catalyst where all different nations are all going to basically have this similar framework. We all have a lay of the land, we all have rules to follow, and then they press the button and voila, we have regulations. Regulations is what's going to bring in the trillions of dollars. And there's multiple companies right now who are sitting on trillions and they're just waiting to invest. Some people don't even know, some companies don't even know what to do with the money that they have, but they just know this is the market is going to come to, right? So I want you guys to keep watching this whole Red October situation. Stock market is it's dying off right now. You're starting to see a lot of different catalysts happen. The trade between different countries, they're disrupting, especially with Russia. Russia is just kind of like, they just doing their own thing in the world, which is really cool to see, because now you see people are moving away from the dollar. And it's been going on for years. People have always seen the US use their power with the dollar, right? Because it's the global reserve currency, but they're able to put sanctions on certain countries, right? They're able to facilitate certain transactions, and they basically are a powerhouse, right? But now there's countries like Russia, China, and they're finding ways to basically spread their wings and be able to transact using other systems and using other currencies. So this brings us to where we are today. So they want, matter of fact, I'm gonna take you guys to it. In this article, it says, excuse me, not article, in this framework. So reinforcing our global financial leadership and competitiveness. What they want to do is they want to ensure that they stay the global dominant power. They're not going to allow somebody to just basically come in, use a whole nother source of money, and the US just basically concede. We know that that's not how this works, right? Even if they're willing to go to war for this. And we know that most money is made during wartime anyway. So with the United States, what they're basically laying out for everybody is, we're going to reinforce that we are the global power. We are going to introduce certain things that are going to basically put us at the forefront of this new revolution. And we're not going to kind of fall back from our current position. So no matter how it looks, I want you guys to know that this is what they're basically announcing to the world, and they're letting everybody know. This is essentially putting people on notice. You guys can use whatever you want to use, but the United States is not going to basically concede from where it's at. Especially with this being a global situation, they're going to implement a whole lot of things, and it's going to happen fast. It's going to feel like it's overnight. But those of us who's been here for multiple years, we've been through multiple market cycles. We've waited a long time for this. So everybody else that's new, this is why we tell you guys, it's such a blessing for you guys to be just coming into the space, being able to invest and position yourself right now, because you're not going to have to wait nearly as long as we did, and we've been here, right? So it's almost a little stressful. I'm low-key a little bit jealous of some of these entries that y'all got. Yeah, I might have to drop my wallet address. I might have to start sprinkling some crypto on me or something. But no, seriously, I just feel like this is the perfect ideal time for everybody to kind of get into this space. And you have to remember, you're doing this before the rest of the world. And Kier, I don't want to hear that. Nah, I'm about to start charging for .connects. So this all in all, it's super bearish, right? I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this. It's super bearish, right? But what it means is crypto is here. It's not going anywhere. They're just basically laying certain things out, but there's no new laws, no new, I guess, innovations that they're basically kind of laying out for us. There's been no progress, essentially, right? But again, this is the game that they play. They'll kind of allude to this, and then before you know it, you'll get regulations. They'll tell you they have a new digital dollar. They have a CBDC that's already functional, that's working. It's going to be on this blockchain, and it's going to happen so fast. This is why we say overnight, right? And keep in mind, overnight could be over a weekend, from Friday, close of business, to opening bell Monday, right? That's considered overnight, or it could be literally something happens on a Monday, and before you know it, Tuesday morning, the world has changed. So just make sure you guys are paying attention seriously to when these drops happen, and we bring these to you on the document. We can easily break these down, but you guys have to make sure you're doing the work as well, so you're abreast and you know what's happening, so you know how to pivot. Right, the rest of the world, they're gonna basically be sitting on their hands while you guys know the next move to make. Oh, I do want to touch on this. Fighting illicit finance. This was principle 6. This is one of the major points on this framework, because this talks about the Terra Luna crash, right? Again, they're going to continuously keep bringing this up. And we told you this before all of these documents and executive orders came about. We told you guys, they're going to make it seem like, hey, this happened. You guys need us. Now that you guys know that you need us, now we can give you a solution. That's where that whole problem, reaction, solution aspect comes from. So they're gonna play this game with you guys, and now they're letting you know, hey, we got your back. We want to make sure you're protected. We're going to keep telling you this repeatedly. We want to protect you, the investor, but you're going to continuously see exchanges fall like a domino, one by one by one by one. CEOs stepping down, exchanges and platforms becoming functionally insolvent or just completely insolvent, running out of money, and you guys still use it. And what happens is, because there's no rules and regulations, when one falls, another one pops up. And the only thing you'll hear the SEC say is, we're gonna come out of the woodworks, and we're going to open up a case. We're gonna call them into the office, act like we just want to have a sit down and learn about their platform. And then all of a sudden, it's an enforcement action, and you hear about it in the news the next day. But the everyday investor, you and I, right, the retail investor, we're the ones who get dumped on, or our money gets taken by these exchanges when they basically just shut down operations because they don't have any more money, right? So this is why we tell you guys, just you have to stay aware, you have to stay abreast of what's going on. And of course, you guys got us, so we're going to continuously feed you guys this information, but you have to make sure that you guys are doing this work. I'm kind of disappointed. I didn't see all ones in the chat, but it's all good. I have the link to this. Appreciate you, Eli, for dropping that. But you guys, make sure you take the time to actually read this. It's dry, it's boring, but it's informative, right? So, no stress. Let that roll off your back. Y'all ain't in trouble, man. We a family here. We gonna rock out. But for real, y'all need to make sure that y'all are tapping in, doing this work. All right. So here's one thing I want to kind of introduce to you guys. So this is a company, it's called Ciphertrace. It's a cryptocurrency intelligence and blockchain analytics company, right? Basically, what they're doing is they're just trying to improve transparency and security in the crypto space. So as you see this, I want you to look close. See this? Somebody in the chat, drop what logo that is.
Mastercard.
That's what I'm talking about. So y'all paying attention. So last year, Mastercard acquired this company. That in itself should be a key indicator for everybody. Your antenna should go up. Mastercard is one of the big dogs when we're talking about card payments and facilitators, right? These guys process so much money annually, and they made an investment into a cryptocurrency intelligence and blockchain analytics company last year, right? 2021. Think about the amount of people who are already Mastercard customers. Think about the amount of people who are in this space right now. We're talking about 16% of adults in the United States have invested in cryptocurrency. Most adults, you use Mastercard, Visa, right? American Express, you use these companies. So these guys have already positioned themselves to know cryptocurrency is going nowhere. It doesn't matter how the market looks. I cannot stress this enough. And I'm going to keep doing this until it clicks. They don't care about your market cycles. They don't care about the quick pump and dumps. They do not care. They're here because they know they're early. We don't even have regulations yet. And these guys are buying companies like this to basically implement and make their product offering that much more stronger. They know right now people have to use their debit cards to be able to purchase cryptocurrency, debit and credit cards, right? So if they already know this, they have to figure out a way, how can we position ourselves to be able to be at service to all of our users and still be able to turn profits? So look, one of those principles that I was talking about in the bill was that they want to make sure that we have financial stability. They want to promote safe and affordable financial services. Right on the heels of the framework just came out 2 weeks ago. Right on the framework, look here, Mastercard pushes deeper into crypto with a tool for combating fraud. And right now, what are we seeing? Cyber warfare. We're seeing so much fraud going down with these crypto exchanges. We're seeing people's accounts get siphoned. People are losing everything, investing into the space, but the space continues to grow and emerge. Mastercard is not playing. This is massive because you have to understand, especially right now, one of the war tactics that we're faced with is cyber warfare, right? At this point, it doesn't even need to be hand-to-hand combat. What's going on is these guys need to be able to identify certain parties. They need to be able to identify risk, right? Identify it and then be able to disseminate that information to the people and say, listen, you guys are using our product, but our product has kind of implemented something that can help you out, and say, listen, because we have this anti-fraud tool, if you try to make a transaction on an exchange that's already been reported as fraudulent or it's scammy, right? Automatically, it's going to stop the transaction. It's going to hinder your transactions. So things like this are amazing because there's so many high-profile hacks and scams that's going on, and they only target the cryptocurrency investors. Who is that? You and me, the retail investor. It's not going to stop, guys. Especially now, we're only at 4-5%. Imagine when we hit 20%. And we've got big hacks and scams that's went on to the tune of 10 billion, 50 billion, right? And they're going to keep growing. It's not going to stop. So it's really, really dope to see certain companies start to flex their muscle, but actually start to implement things that's for our protection. Because for the most part, we've been just navigating this space free will, right? They call crypto the Wild Wild West. There is no rules and regulations in place, and certain exchanges are able to just do whatever they want to do. And we're just succumb to whatever happens, right? But that's whack. But that's why we teach you guys the way we teach you, right? You guys have to learn this stuff and learn how to maneuver and learn what's going on in this space and just stay abreast of it, because these are the type of things that's going to keep you and your family and your children safe. All right. So that's another dope article for y'all. So this is the one Steve just kind of put me on to. This is nasty work. Nasty work. All right, so let me scroll up. So there's a gentleman, this is on Twitter. There's a gentleman, his name is Xrp Scan. What he did was he downloaded the Ledger Live desktop app, right? Which everybody has to do. Everybody. If you have one of these devices, these ledgers, you have to download Ledger Live to be able to use it for its functionality, right? He downloaded the app and he provided, now this is where he went wrong, and I'm gonna explain this. He provided his password phrase or his private key, and they stole all of his life savings, 400,090 XRP. That's the equivalent of 200,000 right now. This is this man's life savings. So what he did was he put out a tweet. This was July 30th. And this had happened on July 30th. So he puts out a tweet basically saying what happened. He gave his address, the thief's address, and they used Uphold and activated another wallet where his XRP was stolen from. So first mistake was he did everything right by downloading Ledger Live, right? The problem was, and this is not his fault, Anybody can develop a app, right? And you have to be very, very clear on what apps you're using when your finances are involved, right? He probably didn't do too much due diligence. He probably just went right to the store, typed it in and said, Ledger Live, download. We all do it, right? You're just moving fast. Everything is popcorn, popcorn. You just want the result. Not knowing that some bad actors and some scammers had developed this app, and I believe the developer was Not Ledger, was the name, right? Not Ledger. He didn't catch that. He downloaded it. Once he installed everything, all you need to do at that point when you officially download the Ledger Live app, and everybody, make sure you're awake for this. You have to go to ledger.com. And when you go to ledger.com, it tells you on the site to download Ledger Live, right? You would download it from there. Do not go anywhere else. Don't go to any other stores, any other app stores, none of it, right? That's the only way to ensure that you're properly downloading the correct, authentic version. So he went to an app store, he downloaded it, and all you're supposed to do at that point is literally just log in, your username, password, and that's just to get you into Ledger. That's it. What he did, I'm guessing this whatever software was implemented prompted him to put in his private key. Never, ever, ever put in your private key. That is literally you handing over your debit card with the pin attached to it and saying, have at it. That's it. So this guy, he logged in, gave his private keys away. The guys, what they did was they siphoned off his account and they sent 9 various transactions in small amounts. So what he did here, he started contacting different people in the XRP community and in the crypto community. And then these people were going to spread the word and then be able to get exchanges to get involved. So this is like a super long thread, and it's going on still to this day. It's actually going on to this day. Let me see if I can find, because he just posted an update earlier today. So he's got John Deaton involved. He's put his actual XRP Scan transaction in the bio so that people could see it. And now you're starting to see, these are the transactions right here. So the XRP was stolen and moved to 6 other wallets in small batches to hit BTC. So they're actually tracking this in real time. And I'll click on one just so you guys can see it. So everybody who's taking the boot camp, you know what this is. This is the XRP Scan. This is the Explorer for XRP. So when transactions are done on the XRP ledger, you could either go to xrpl.org or you can go to XRP Scan, type in your transaction ID, which is here, and you just type it in the search bar and you'll get you'll get this information. So right now, he had, keep in mind, he had 400,090 XRP. He now has 9.99 XRP. So that hurts. All right, and then these are the transactions. You can see it. It's coming from this same wallet address, and they're being moved out. So it's being withdrawn to hit BTC. So this is actually going to the exchange. And look at these amounts: 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. Like you're seeing this repeatedly. So this hurts, and this is just one wallet. So 100,000 right here is gone. And you go to this one. It's crazy. Hit BTC. It's telling you where it's going to. This is why you have to literally make sure that you're paying attention to everything that you do, because it's these attacks and these scams are only going to get more intense, more intricate. It's going to leave you guys stranded out here, and I'm telling you, it hurts. I don't care what you say. Some people just have excuse my friend, some people just have an effort attitude where they're just like, yo, I ain't worried about it. If I lose it, I lose it. I'm cool. Nah, that's not the attitude to have, especially when you're investing your hard-earned money and you're doing this for a purpose, right? Knowing your why and then losing your hard-earned money, right? No matter what you did to make this paper, you invested it, right, into something that you felt was going to appreciate and kind of lead the path for you and your family, right? So having that ill attitude, that's not it, especially now because these guys are going to get smarter, more advanced. These attacks are going to be more frequent. I still, to this day, I get text messages to my phone. It could be for a sneaker store that I bought my son some shoes from, or a place where I bought a hat from online. You'll look at the number and it'll have a link attached to it. I got to the point now, all those text messages that come in with a link, I don't care what it says on it. Delete, block. I'm not taking no chances because I know what it feels like to literally click on a link, right? That's called social engineering. Soon as you click on that link, it's over. Now you got spyware on your phone. If somebody has spyware on your phone, they have access to your photos, your text messages, your notes, etc. Right? So a lot of things that people keep are intimate and it's in your phone. Now keep in mind, if somebody hacks your phone, they can get into your cloud. Once they get into your cloud, they have full control over everything. They can change passwords, stop you from being able to sync new photos that come to it. They can access whatever they need to. And some people, not thinking, right, store passwords, passphrases, security phrases. Some people store their private keys right on their notes, right, and it goes to the cloud. So somebody has hacked that, and now they have everything they need. They don't need this actual device. You gave them the passcode so they can have everything that's on this device. So guys, key takeaway, do not give your private keys to anybody or any exchange when you're logging in. Don't do it. If you ever have a question about it, stop. Never give this up. Just stop. Scram, right? In the words of Steve, scram. Just don't do it, y'all. I'm telling you, because it hurts. We've had guys, even new guys that came into Skype, and I want to say within the last 6 months, 8 months. I had one of the guys. He was setting up his MetaMask. Right. We did not advise this to him. We didn't tell him to use MetaMask. We said, listen, you're on your own because this is something that you already set up. We'll help you. You know what I mean? You're just going to need a one-on-one. There's no way possible we can break all this information down to you in the community. We're not doing it, right? And then we knew that there was confidential information that was going to need to be exchanged. So long story short, he logs into his account, right? He goes off on a tangent, right? He doesn't ask for our help. He does his own thing. What he does was he goes to online. He goes to one of these app stores. He downloaded a browser attachment, a browser extension. I mean, he typed in his passphrase for his MetaMask, and he had a whole bunch of different cryptos on there. He had a lot of bread on there, all white clean, because he gave away a passcode to his MetaMask, his private keys. So that's why we tell you it's even deeper than having one of these. It's way deeper than just having a ledger, right? You guys got to know what you're doing. And if you do have questions, just stop. There's no such thing as a dumb question. You'd rather ask it than lose, than take an L. And then you guys got to remember also, you have a whole entire community that we built so that you guys have access to one another. So if we can't get to you right in that moment, there's somebody else that can answer. Jerry can answer, Eli can answer, Kiera can answer, Sonia can answer. Like, everybody can assist you, right? But don't just take it upon yourself to just be like, I'm uncertain, and then you just make a misstep, and your misstep can be super costly. This was this man's entire life savings. Like, he lost his life savings. I want you guys to understand it. His life savings is gone. It's an XRP. That's 400,000 XRP, which is the equivalent of $200,000. And that's right now prices. That's 49 cent, almost 50 cent prices. Just imagine when we get to $2, when we get to $3. At $2 and some change, that's a meal ticket. It's $1 million. And as the price continues to appreciate, that loss is just going to grow in value. It's going to keep growing. And that's something he's going to have to live with. So hopefully, with what he's done so far, he's basically solicited the help of exchanges, a bunch of key members in the XRP community, and just in crypto itself. Hopefully somebody's able to kind of see these transactions, be able to trace everything, and they can open up like an investigation and help him get his crypto back. I truly wouldn't bank on it, but as you guys know, when the Silk Road situation happened, and a couple other big hacks happened, certain exchanges were able to, pay back this person's loan. But hey, listen, this is just an L at the end of the day. This is a loss. So it's not guaranteed that any of these exchanges are going to give you your money back. And 9 times out of 10, it's not even mandatory that they do it. So, I mean, a lot of times they just won't, right? It'll just be the community saying, okay, we'll pitch in, people will list their address and people will just start throwing them 100 XRP, 1,000 XRP or whatever, right? And the community will help and look out. But for the most part, everybody's chasing the same thing. So it's like, he can't expect anything else, but it's dope that the community is trying to assist them and everybody's following these transactions. But for the most part, just make sure you guys are paying attention to what's going on, man. Because I hate for you guys to take this type of L, because a lot of people don't shake back from losses way less than this. So to this magnitude and this scale, I know you guys are hungry and you're trying to get right and position yourselves before everything starts to take off. Just slow down. Pump your brakes. Slow down just a little bit. We definitely know how it feels. It hurts, and it's a deep hole to climb out of. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Y'all got any questions? Any questions? Anything y'all want to add? Y'all can unmute yourselves. You can drop it in the chat. Let's talk about it.
This Kevin. I think the major thing, like going through and looking at the regulations, going back to the White House paper, I guess the biggest issue is that it's repetitive, and a person like myself, I'm lucky I get to sit in my office and watch TV all day at work, so I be up on what be going on, and it's like continuation of the same thing they dropped 7 months ago. And so I knew whenever you spoke about this last week, I knew exactly what it was and what was already in it. And I think a lot of people are starting to pull their stuff from exchanges because they're starting to see the government trying to play these games back and forth. Then you hear Gary Gensler going at someone like Kim Kardashian. How unimportant, I guess, when it comes to regulations at a certain extent. Why do we have to talk about her in another light? And what's the big deal about that? They try to sidetrack us about other things and not about the foundation of what we're trying to do.
Right.
And the movement, because you don't hear a lot of this going on in the stock environment. Sometimes they will talk about bad actors and things of that nature, but for the most part, they talk about policy. They talk about what's going on from day to day that's affecting the market moves. But sometimes with crypto, it's like they're trying to play games to the point to say, this ain't gonna last, and put that fear factor into you to where, I guess, like I said, sometimes they think we're stupid. Like we don't know that they're still putting their money in at these low prices because all of these companies are still setting up for it.
Absolutely. So I mean, we've said this multiple times, right? We told y'all before all of this stuff was happening that the reason it's going to happen is they have to make you guys feel, right? And I say you guys because I'm included as well, right? They treat me the same as y'all, right? They treat Steve the same as everybody else, right? They look at it like this: if we have people who's going to come into the space, they're going to invest their hard-earned money, right? We can manipulate things because honestly, I don't even think all of this money is in all of these projects, right? I think what they're doing is they're just basically manipulating things until we actually get regulations. And even when we get regulations, you still have to be cautious about that. because you're starting to see, like, you could look at Bitcoin back in the day, 2000, this is around 2016, 2017, 2017. I could wake up, check my phone, Bitcoin to be, let's just as an example, Bitcoin could be at $5,000, right? I could literally put my phone down, walk to the bathroom, come back, Bitcoin to be at $4,000. Get dressed, walk out the door, check it one more time, Bitcoin's at $6,000. The price swings have always been so insane on certain projects, right? And knowing that all of these other projects are attached to them, these guys know how the game goes. They know how the game is played. So I feel like if a coin is that volatile to be able to have such great price swings up and down, and know all of the rest of the projects are tied to it because it has so much market dominance, they know what's happening. So that's why Steve always tells you guys, Bitcoin and Ethereum, it's going to be nothing but big price swings. This is the institutional playground. These guys come in here, swing the pendulum, they throw a whole bunch of money around and manipulate the markets, right? But who's their exit liquidity? It's always us. That's why when you think about it, it's like, yo, why would you even play with Bitcoin and Ethereum like that? You might as well just kind of see the market for where it's at, invest in certain spots, let them manipulate what they're going to do. And then you can do your own arbitrage where you're basically taking your profits off the table, you let it retrace, invest back in. That's if somebody wants to be a trader, right? We don't teach you guys like that now because it's just super risky. There's no rhyme or reason to how this market moves, right? You can kind of foreshadow how we think something is going to trend, right? And we do our technical analysis and look at certain things. Steve's still super accurate with the calls, able to give calls. But like when you look at this from a grand scheme, nobody would have known that the cryptocurrency market cap would be 2/3 less than what it just was not even a year ago, it was 11 months ago. It was like, this is nasty work. In November last year, it was 2 times bigger than what it is right now. I haven't even checked the market cap today, but I'm pretty sure we're probably under $1 billion. And it's just like, yo, we were at 3 billion. So now think about that in the grand scheme of things. You're going to keep having these guys come in, and they always do this with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Everything else just kind of flows. It has to move with Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's just how it goes. Until everything begins to decouple from Bitcoin, it's always going to happen that way. So it's like, they're going to keep playing this game. They're going to keep putting out frameworks. They're going to keep acting like, listen, we want to protect you guys. We have your best interests at heart. But where the hell was these guys when Celsius was happening, right? They was in their offices. They was right there. And nobody was here to do nothing about it. So that's why you have to do it. Every single one of you that's on this call, it's your job to make sure you're safe. Because if you move any other way than, so I'm not saying what we say is law, right? We're just telling you guys from knowledge and experience. So you guys are free to do whatever it is that you want to do. But when you deviate from what we're telling you, we're keeping you guys at the forefront. There's even times where Steve has to censor me, right? I can tell you guys, there's a spot that's about to come out. It does X, Y, and Z. And this particular spot is probably going boom, right? I've done it on previous calls. The next day, 2 days later, it boom, boom. It hits. Everybody's excited. Oh, we made this amount of money, blah, 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 blah. But there were certain projects that I was getting into because I had the cushion to be able to assume that type of risk. Steve would jump in with me. Steve was able to assume that type of risk. But now, the way the landscape is kind of set right now, I wouldn't advise nobody doing nothing crazy like this. None of these plays work like this. It's not it. You're setting yourself up for failure.
What up?
Steve in the building.
What up?
My guys are.
COVID is dumb.
My guy.
COVID is bad dumb, bro. I sidestepped that thing for years. Yo, listen, this shit's heating up out here, guys. Everything we've said going back to the October call, because anything prior to that, I don't think we even got documented when Champ and I didn't know each other. Most of my stuff was private dealings with private groups, but we called the Kim Kardashian thing, specifically her, right? With that ETH Max, Floyd Mayweather, Justin Bieber's next. What else y'all want? Shit's going live next month.
Stupid.
Yeah, this shit is crazy, bro. This is yeah, so this is the parade that we talked about. You know what I'm saying? And it's not doing anything to the pricing either at this point. You see, everything got to do with ETH. Something ETH. 2.0 came and gone. Like Champ told you. That shit was just about dudes putting liquidity. And I'm a firm believer that all these guys on TikTok that go crazy for this ETH shit, like anything we post on TikTok about ETH drives them crazy. And I told Champ the other day, I'm like, yo, you know what? I'd have strong belief too if I have $4,000 entries. Because these guys have at least $3,000 entries. These are not guys that have been in ETH for a long time. So when your entry point is very important, because if you're in ETH for $4,000 right now, and we know guys that used to be part of our group that were buying in at those prices thinking it was going to go to 10, you would want to have all the belief in the world in this. Not the fundamentals, just the raw belief that, yo, I cannot lose this money. I'd sell it and I'd move it to XRP. But this ain't financial advice. You know what I'm saying? If you're well positioned with multiple projects, you know, shit happens. You know, this shit happens. Where we at? You talking about the XRP shit that happened, the wallet?
I did. I just told him. Yeah.
Yo, y'all got to keep your head on a swivel.
That was crazy. That was almost like divine how Steve just kind of blessed y'all with that. So peep the segue real quick. So Steve was just telling y'all like, yo, this is not financial advice. That's what's considered as disclosure, right? For just so you guys know. Look, check this out.
Oh yeah, Gary Gensler on our necks.
Come on, man.
Look
like
at
there's
this.
always a reason why we tell you certain things. It's like, yo, disclosures need more than hashtags because this guy is on the loose. His own cohorts is like, yo, listen, that was a publicity stunt. There was no reason for him to even he took the trophy for that whole lawsuit, that whole enforcement action. Normally you don't do that. Your sights as the chair for the SEC is on other things. This guy is worried about going to do tours and CNBC and Fox News and all this good stuff just to kind of publicly say we're coming after everybody. This guy is being a bully. But this part, listen, this is understandable, having disclosures. So if Steve come on and Steve tell y'all, yo, this is not financial advice. I mean, he can speak for himself, but if he tells you this is not financial advice, it's not financial advice, right? We're not financial advisors. We're just telling you what we know, right? We're well informed. So when you see these disclosures that we start putting in the different channels, this is why.
Yo, this Mr. Burns ass dude right here, I'm gonna tell you about this guy, right? This guy, I'm telling you, he's gonna pull this next rabbit out of his hat. This is gonna be the biggest trick, guys. Do not fall for it. This ain't financial advice. I'm just telling you what I feel. Mr. Burns right here, he's gonna say, if you've purchased crypto, right, you're next on the chopping block. You cannot listen to this guy. You understand? This is where he's gonna go with it. Because once they could parade enough celebrities, now go ahead and try to talk to your friends and family about this situation. Because they're not gonna view, you know, Ethereum Max, or they're not looking at the nuances of what that project really was. They're promoting it as a crypto problem. Like, bro, there's some guys I can give you their names if you want to handle like some big shit. You know what I'm saying? We've been involved with some of those projects. This project I knew about, and I've seen that come in plain as day. We weren't even messing with that at that time. You know what I'm saying? Anything that was toting celebrities, all those NFTs, Jake Paul, oh, he's up. He's up.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
But when this guy starts to tell you as the individual investor that the stuff you're holding is a security and you need to get rid of it, now you pit with a decision. You know what I'm saying? And then when you get rid of it, who you giving it to? Back to the exchange? That's why we tell you guys, and again, it's not financial advice, but when you start looking at these ledgers and they asking you to, to right, this dude is wild, man. When you start to look at the ledger and all that it's asking you now, you know what I'm saying? There's not one cold storage that's KYC. That's not the intentions of cold storage. So we just told you guys that if you decided to do that because you wanted to make purchases, what I would do is I would get rid of that and I would figure out a way to start over. That's what I would do. But again, if you do what you want to do, I don't want to cause any more chaos to y'all. But 400,000 XRP on a Google Play Store, and that was nothing more than not following the instructions on the box.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we're getting the messages from you guys about helping with the setting it up and all that. And I'm just like, all right, we got that coming. But the problem is I don't think a lot of you have even attempted to even set up the ledger. You know what I'm saying? There's certain parts of that ledger setup that we cannot do for you because it would expose your codes.
Codes, yeah, private key.
Right?
Yeah.
Your private key. So even for us to come on live would be exposing you to that. You got to at least get through that part of being able to just look at the letters that, the words that they give you, right? Writing them down. And then they put you through a test to make sure that you got them in the proper order. It's not as difficult as you guys are making it seem. It's disheartening to hear that people have been sitting on their ledgers for years. That's probably dumber than not having a ledger. And I'm going to be real honest with y'all. Not having the ledger is just not having the ledger. But knowing that you got the information from us about the importance of a cold storage wallet and you haven't gotten around to it is wild. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say KuCoin went down, wherever you sitting with that shit. How would you feel? We do not want that accountability.
At all.
You have to get through. Eli, you set up your cold storage on Ledger?
I got my shit on Coinbase, man. What you talking about?
Nah, you fucking around, man. This guy, man. Kevin, have you set up your wallet yet?
Man, I did that about what month we in now? When did I meet y'all? December?
Yeah, you came in about December.
I think I set mine up in February.
And we didn't have a call about that, right?
No.
Difficulty level on a 1 to 10, 10 being the highest difficulty. What was it?
2.
And I just tell you guys that setting it up is easy. What's nerve-wracking is you're thinking about transferring it. You send 5 or 10 coins. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You send 5 or 10 coins. So I'm just telling y'all that if you have assets sitting on Coinbase, he's wild. Eli, anything you got on Coinbase is not worth no money right now.
Nah,
I know I'm messing with you. But I know you got your wallet set up, right?
Yeah, it's easy the instructions. So for everyone who don't know, just like everything else that you buy, it comes with the instructions, as if, you didn't know us. It still walks everyone through how to set it up, and it's not hard at all.
And what's going to happen is they're going to ask now, oh, okay, well, how do we get it back out? I know that's the next question that's going to come, but it works the exact opposite, right? You send it back to a wallet, and then you sell it on the exchange, and then you liquidate. But the only problem with KuCoin is KuCoin's not linked to your bank account, right? So it's a multi-step process now. Now you either got to get it to an exchange that actually has the so let's say we wanted to sell XRP at $1, right? You can't go to Coinbase. Do not go to Coinbase with that thing. You understand? They're not going to liquidate you over there.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go to, I heard Binance is relisting it or something weird, but let's just say Binance. You can't go there if it's not on Binance. So I would go back to the original place I bought it, send it there, sell it. Right? Now it's sitting in Tether. Now you can take that Tether and then you can send it to Coinbase, which is linked to your bank account. Or I would go to Coinbase Pro. Your fees are going to be cheaper, but they're going to bust you in the head.
Right.
Either way, anybody that's trying to sell anything right now on an unregulated exchange, These guys fluctuate the pricing like it's nobody's business. That's who he needs to go after.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Those are the guys that aren't playing fair. The guys that are locking your money up whole time, 10 days, 65 days hold on ACH, on Uphold. That's excessive. Because in 65 days, what do you think could happen in 2.5 months with XRP? And you want to do something with it. Nah, this guy's on a publicity tour, man. And this is his response to Brad, right? Because he's not mentioning anything about the case. He's got to just bring on some new shit. We told you he's going to rock you to sleep, guys.
But that's the thing. There is no case. All she doing is paying out fines and giving up money.
This is what the SEC is all about. You see what I'm saying? So when they start to bring in the rest of the projects that come to fruition, they're going to offer, because XRP, Ripple had the same deal. This thing could have been over if they just paid the money.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They gave them the same deal. There's nothing about right or wrong. You don't see nothing about ETH Max on here and them being sued, because that's the people that created the problem. And what you fail to realize too is there's a lot of celebrities that had their own coders do background checks and check the coding. And then what happens? After you sign the deal with them, they went before the 24-hour launch, they changed the coding. You know what I'm saying? They changed the coding. So the celebrity has no clue when they're endorsing it that this thing is a rug pull. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want y'all to think that these guys are really part of this. And there's no way that she made anything less than 10 mil on that deal. That's the least you can do is bow out gracefully.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely.
Hold on. You can't check that message real quick. Yeah, so what was this? The issue, decision, prioritize the media antics, his own ego actively hurting investors. And that's the crazy part, because you heard Brad, mention that if this is about consumer protection, you just wiped out, like, how much billions of dollars did you wipe out of investors' pockets at that time? Just by bringing this lawsuit up.
With the case?
Yeah.
I forgot what that was.
I want to say it's 15 billion.
Yeah, it was something crazy.
So we're talking about the billions of dollars were wiped out when this guy did this, but he's about protecting the consumer. This agency does not need to be around. After this case, there's no way with conflict of interest that this agency should oversee anything that has to do with cryptocurrency. You know what I mean? These guys are unfit, just like the CIA.
Word.
I mean, it's just facts. You see what you see, what is the job of these guys really? At the end of the day, now they're bringing in influencers and small guys, and Kim Kardashian's a small fish in comparison to like how big this industry really is. This stuff is whack, man, but y'all got to keep your head on a swivel. Please, I'm urging you guys, if you're sitting on the cold storage wallet, just crack it open, because let's say, God forbid, something happened to me and Champ here, or shit goes offline. What you gonna do? We told you about these blackouts that are coming. Like you literally risking this stuff every day out of fear of just taking a plastic off of some and reading a one-page instruction. You know what I'm saying? We're going to charge for this one. We're going to charge. Champ's done one-on-ones with these before. But it's like, we're going to charge for something that's on the instruction card. I expect better from our team. You know what I'm saying? With all the people that we could lean on to. And the only reason we really shooting is because, TikTok's just asking for it to be served to them. So if you need it, then go ahead, you can get it. But I'm gonna have to be honest with y'all. It's literally the same thing that Ledger gives you when you open that box. So I don't know what's holding y'all back, but what the fuck is it going to look like when you open your Ledger one day and it says $5 million if you can't deal with the situation right now as we speak? Ask yourself that. You think you're going to feel any more comfortable moving $5 million? Y'all really want to be wealthy? I mean, I can't be thinking that you guys have hundreds of thousands of XRP. And I'm not trying to take anything away from nobody, but I just can't see y'all having hundreds of thousands of XRP sitting in your account right now. And even if you do, you telling me that you're willing to risk that much because you waiting on us. And you got to think about the liability too when we hold your hand and something goes wrong. Right? You're not gonna want to eat that one. And we had a situation like that with one of our student members. You remember that one, Champ? Where he downloaded the joint from the wrong, and we were telling him the whole time. He did the exact opposite of what we told him. This kid lost thousands. He's still in the group.
Yeah, he's still here. He just don't speak, don't say too much. He's still around.
Yo, and these fake pages, y'all keep sending money to these guys. Y'all better off sending it to me. You know, I don't even ask for the amount of money that I hear people are sending. And I'm like, bro, you haven't even invested in any of the products. Like, why would you send the money to somebody? I only sell knowledge. I don't invest for people. We have information, and then you discern and you figure out, you know, what makes sense for you. We got two guys that were on the call that set up their own wallet by themselves with no assistance from us. We led you to water, guys. We told you which ones we feel are the best for us. And we also told you how to, you know, minimize the risk and spread it across. Do I keep everything on one? No. I got a little bit here. I got a little bit there. I just got them spread out. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I would urge you to do the same. But 400,000 XRP? Come on, man. You chasing this thing? How many wallets has this shit hit since?
6, spread out across 6 different wallets.
They supposed to break. They supposed to have all them things blocked right now, because there's no way that these guys are selling that thing at 48, 49 cents, whatever the price is today.
Crazy.
Those coins aren't supposed to hit the market anymore. That's the part that's bullshit about crypto. Start to research security. And we gave you a couple security companies too for crypto recovery.
Yeah.
Those are going to be huge. But that's the Google Play Store issue right there. That's never supposed to happen.
That's super whack. That's super whack.
That wouldn't have got through Apple.
I think I missed the security companies. It's inside the securing yourself in crypto.
Where's it at?
And the ultimate guide to securing yourself in crypto, the ebook we created. I was telling Jerry the companies we were talking about, some of them are in there as well.
Do we have them on the CoinMarketCap list?
I believe so. I actually believe so.
Jerry, are you following the CoinMarketCap list?
I remember talking about. I know one of the. You want me to drop one of the coins, or no? You just asked me generally.
No, I just want to ask in general, because if we giving them stuff, we just giving them stuff. If we got it somewhere, I'd rather them earn and see it, because then they can find other things.
Yeah.
Guys, there's a lot of gems laying around. But if it's not in there, we'll drop it, no problem. But you have to do your research. You know, you'll just see what they recovered. It's all bullshit to me at the end of the day anyway, because this exchanges that allow this stuff to happen they have to be the ones behind these hacks. Because that doesn't build any consumer confidence at the end of the day. I'm putting a block on this immediately. MetaMask, I'm still waiting on money from them dudes twice. You know, they don't even reply to emails. Those are the guys they need to go after. But that's all ETH products. I've only been fucked by ETH products when I think about it. This is a true personal story. I've only been fucked by ETH products. I can't make this up. I don't do Bitcoin. All these nodes, ETH. Rat stake, ETH. Terra Luna crash, ETH. Like, yo, ETH has created so many problems. Them niggas need to be in court. Period. It will solve all problems in crypto.
All problems, yeah. Straight up. Dow's got me.
Wow, that's a powerful one. What's the minute mark on this?
1 hour, 20 minutes.
All right, yeah, that's cool. I like that one.
Hey,
Shit,
Champ.
Talk to me.
The watch list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is on the watch list. Coins.
That's the security.
The security one.
Yeah, I'm trying to Champ. Stop sharing your screen real quick. I can't get out of my full screen.
Yeah, let me do that. Stop sharing.
All right, good looking. So, Kev, what you saying? This is a security watch list?
Yeah. Is it 5 coins up there? Because my next statement is it's only 2 people follow.
Kev, they not really serious about this, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And we've been screaming this for a while now. You know, and mind you, some of the guys are new, but we told them about the watch list in every boot camp that they came into. But yeah, we're trying to do everything outside of like just give it to you.
Yep.
And we figured the watch list is easy because as we do our research, we add more things, you automatically see it get loaded. Now, how big is security going to be, guys, for 2 people to be following the watch list right now? Nobody has belief in crypto security. That's like McAfee. Y'all remember how big security was with the internet and computers? You have 14 items, Sonia, in your security.
Never mind. I'm looking at the wrong one. It's spots. My fault.
Oh no, it's all good. But listen,
But
guys,
I do have it.
that security situation is big. Follow those companies. I'm not saying go all in and buy, but just see some of the companies have, you start to research it, you'll start seeing how much hundreds of millions of dollars that they've recovered in crypto. Whoever's going to be the leading security provider in crypto is going to have a huge market cap, because the exchanges are going to have to use them, right? We're going to be protected anyway, but someone has to take the risk of protecting the assets. Now, do I see them long-term? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? Because then the exchanges and, it's like kind of like Bank of America, things are, I don't know who's going to insure it. ETH. That project's dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't realize it's really just a old layer one. It by itself does not solve any problems unless somebody builds something on top of it. So listen, I'm not saying that all things on ETH are bad. I'm a Matic guy. You know what I'm saying? There's some, am I being correct? Matic is on ETH.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there are some projects on there. But shit, I don't know.
Even some of the nodes was running off that Polygon flow. It was running right off that whole Ethereum situation. Trying to implement the nodes on that network to make the transactions smoother. Shit's crazy, man.
Yeah, we really just want y'all to take an attempt at and not, because it's gonna build that fortitude without you having to ever rely solely on us. And I feel we've given y'all enough to trust that you're not going to make a mistake. In the worst case, you only send in 5 over. You know what I'm saying? Guys, I had to send 60 bands one time. That was my first wild one. I've told y'all this story before. I shut the computer down. It ain't come on till the next day. I was just like, all right, whatever. You can see it on the blockchain confirmations, and I'm just like, I just had to go about my day. Y'all don't even got to deal with that now.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, and what was that? ETH. Fucking ETH. Some guys were taking days to get them funds over.
Mm-hmm. 8-day transaction with Bitcoin. 8 days before my shit landed.
Where's this watch list at? So I can show everybody how to get to it.
You may share the link.
Guys, no, because some people they're not in VIP. So listen, the watch list is only for VIP members. You'll see it underneath the VIP members section, right? So if you're not paying the monthly fee, you just don't have access to it. So when you go down, you're going to see Bootcamp 101 first, Future Signal Chat, and then right underneath it, CoinMarketCap watch list.
The security is not in there, bro. It's in the book.
Oh, it's in the book. All right. So we gotta do all right. So it's in the book. Yeah, champ, if you wanted to, let's just do a watch list for securities.
We got one. You want me to drop it in there for them, for the VIP?
Well, let's just go into CoinMarketCap watch list. But you got to do it in CoinMarketCap first.
No, it's already done. That joint is done already. But I'm saying, do you want me to drop it in Discord for the people that's VIP? You want me to go ahead and drop it in there?
Oh, yeah. So you already got a watch list link for it.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I thought it was in here already, though.
Nah, we only kept it inside that book. I never separated and put it in here. Some of the other ones is in there, but not security.
And we got to go through some of this stuff too. So spots, guys, metaverse, metaverse is kind of in the air still. I'm just telling you what I have. Engine. What else do I got? I bought this shit so long ago. What's the other one, champ? Popular one.
What's that?
Metaverse.
Decentraland.
Decentraland, yeah. Mana.
Yeah. Mana, yep.
Yeah, those are my top two. And I just have low entries, and those two were the leading ones. That's not financial advice. I'm just telling you what I hold for metaverse. I didn't go too deep with the metaverse situation. And yeah, the verdict's not out on the metaverse, guys. So I wouldn't go too crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I still think there's a whole lot of room for that. That's Web3 stuff. But in Decentraland, I would urge everybody to sign up for it, at least get the emails and partake in some of the events. So they had the Canelo fight the other day. I just ain't signed up for it because I knew I wasn't gonna stay up that late to watch it.
Yeah.
But on the next one, we could probably do a screen share and see if we could just all watch it together. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I just wouldn't pay $60 for this shit. And then we got meme coins in here. Just be careful with those,
Super careful.
I know you guys are asking about Dogecoin and Elon Musk. I don't know. I don't know anything about what this guy. This guy is not real. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy part about him owning Twitter is it's going to put him in a bigger hot seat now, right? Because he had no affiliation prior. So now when you start to use the platform to push securities, because that shit has no case use.
None.
That's a security. Or how he defines it. So is Doge a good play? I'm off that. I'd rather buy HBAR. And I may have a little bit in the tuck too. I don't even know.
I know I don't. I got rid of all that shit.
No, I think I got a little bit. I had a Robinhood account, and I had a buy order on it at like a low number. Yep. And the shit just came in one day. Yeah, and I was like, you know what? Let me tuck that away. Who knows? It was probably meant to be.
Yeah.
But at the first inkling that this dude does anything with that Twitter situation, he's cooked. Guys, just follow the watch list, man. Yeah, but a few more days on this Ledger situation. And listen, if you need a one-on-one, because I can understand it could be nerve-wracking. Let's start scheduling. We can schedule one-on-ones, but what we can't do is we can't look at your phrases.
Mm-hmm.
That you have to be able to do. Champ probably already told you, you got to get the links directly from Ledger, not the Apple or Microsoft Play Store. Yeah, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
But once you get all that set up, then we can show you the transferring part, no problem. Because you never have to put in, that's the crazy part, guys. You never put in that phrase any other time. Once they give it to you and you write it down, they give you 3 copies, last that I knew, right? You want to make sure you write it on all 3 copies, and then you put these things in different places. Give them to different people, whatever the case is. Just make sure you utilize those three sheets. Why? Because if you lose one, you know you got another one somewhere. Safety deposit box at a bank, whatever. Protect it. Because if that paper burns, you're cooked.
People cook.
You could lose the ledger. You could lose the actual hardware all day. And then, guys, if I don't know if you guys think like this, but if Ledger was to go out of business, you know it's transferable with some of the other ones, right? It's just a matter of matching the passphrases. I think, how many words are they? 14 or
24.
24. And most of them are 24. So you can literally recover your 24 to another 24.
Yeah.
But if that happens, guys, do not panic. Just holler at us. But just know this conversation that happened and note it. So I'm in my meditation away from civilization. And not because I have to. I'm just chilling, man. I'm just chilling. A little quick situation here.
Oh,
So
you got the sound bowls in there popping.
I got the full. It's my anniversary gift, the full set.
Fire. Oh yeah, today's Steve's anniversary. So.
Yeah, full set today, man. Appreciate y'all. Listen, love's a good thing, man. I pray everybody finds life partners, man, that take it easy on each other.
Straight up.
That's 21 years in total. So it's beyond, you know what I'm saying? She's known me longer than she's been in existence in a sense of like being an adult. You know, I met her when she was like 18. Yeah, so
She's super dope.
yeah, it's a good thing. Because if it wasn't, I wouldn't even be repping this.
Straight
When
up.
it ain't working, it don't work. Yo, the last thing I want to throw at y'all. So I had, this is going back to the readings, guys. Listen, there's a lot of we've been working with a lot of people on those astrology readings, and you know, it's definitely getting a step closer to becoming what we know is always going to be a holistic center. The friends and family that we've been working with and the information that's been coming back from it has been profound. Not that we're surprised by it, but they were surprised because they were never, I mean, we got guys that are like, how did you get this information on me? And these are high level individuals. So just letting you know that when they took away all things spirituality and they dropped kind of religion on us, explain to me why the astrology is so dead on. There's no person or face that's involved with it. The self-awareness part is key, guys. I'm telling you, before this XRP hits and all things crypto, you might get an understanding of who you are and where things could take you. Because there's a couple times that you tested in life, especially with money, right? One is when you have none of it as partners. And then the second time is when you have all of it. And I've been through that with partners before. When there's none there, everybody wants to point the finger, right? There's no accountability. When there's a lot on the table, they want to take. And I've had partners like that. So I know they're very similar, right? One is zero and one could be unlimited, but they're similar in their mind frame. You don't know how you're going to act. And I'm not saying that you guys aren't multimillionaires. I don't know anybody's personal situation. I'm just telling you that when this thing hits, you might want to get a firm understanding of who you are prior. You know, it's important. I'm still going through my daily readings and finding new things. You know what I'm saying? Even in working with Champ, he'll tell you like, yo, we all have some dark side situations. You know, most of us, when we read it, you'll see that certain things are evolved, but then you start understanding like, you know, how this relationship with mom or dad is affecting, you know, this part of your, you know, your life. Like this is how accurate this stuff is. So yeah, the numerology app is cool, but that's not it. that's like an appetizer. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about, you know, moon phases and all things. I'm not telling y'all what to do or what not to do, but if you are dating or thinking of getting married, you might want to do this shit. Or even if you're in a relationship that you feel that, you know, you guys are like on opposite ends with certain things, that piece that got introduced to our lives has single-handedly changed our relationship. You know, even to a point, personal story, where we know it was our sole mission and purpose to come together, because she had no business in Providence, Rhode Island, and I for damn sure wasn't supposed to be there. And if anybody knows that story, she had a class in the mornings. I wasn't even messing with my morning classes. You know what I'm saying? So I remember one day, just go, because you had 3 absences, but I used to do like half days, right? I used to just go into class and then just bounce early. So one morning I happened to get there early and I saw her coming out the class next door to me. And I was like, oh shit, it's on. Every morning from that day, I was bright and early, making sure that I sat outside that room. I was getting dressed. So morning classes, if anybody been to college, is this. It's hoodie and do-rags, and then you get fresh before lunch, right? I was getting up bright and early for this class just to see my wife at that time. I didn't even know her. Didn't know anything about her, never even spoke to her. So every day for a week, I'm building up the strength. And I'm not a guy that's like, you know, not easy to pull those moves like that. But I just didn't jump at it. I just wanted to see if I got any sort of attention, because she used to dress up every day. So I said, all right, then she might like a guy who dresses up. Long story short, she had told me when we started dating, she was like, listen, I liked you better in that do-rag and sweatsuits. Not that she wasn't into the other stuff, but she, you know, that's what was in back in those days. So long story short was we were put together up there to create what we have today. This stuff doesn't happen by circumstance. And then to get confirmation on doing other readings that actually tell you what soul purpose was. And we were actually together prior to doing it this time around. So that's why I tell you, there's a whole nother world that's going to tell you where you were at in your prior life and what. So I being a teacher in my prior life, right? I taught skills, and this is why I came back full circle. Guys, if you know me, I've sold just about anything under the sun. I've had a lot of companies over the years. To come back to teaching, I would have never knew. And if I had the skills that I have, you know, the information I have now, I could have better prepared myself for my future. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that I would change anything, but, you know, especially when you start to give your kids these tools, you know, the stuff we see with our kids is really a glimpse into like their future. So we can't control none of it. When we see some shit and we're like, damn, that's going to be a challenge, but we're just here to really support that challenge. You know what I'm saying? Because what makes people so different at the end of the day? Same astrology signs, born on the same date and time, but what makes them so different? Yo, if that's anything, I'm telling you that's the one. But if you think you got a good grip on who you are and all things are going well, you know, bless you. But I'm telling you that I read my thing every week, and it's profound, you know, when you start to piece things together, because the more you start to get in tune with yourself, your loved ones, you know, like my wife gives me grace. This is why we winning. She feels any sort of tension, she goes right to the chart, and it's like, this guy's bugging. He's bugging, you know? And I get grace. Then I hope for all my people in relationships that you guys give each other grace, man. With the amount of shit that's going on in this world right here, like beefing at home is not the move. And I'm not here to tell you that we never beefed. Like this was beef city. You know, when you're young and egos, everything's flaring. Just the intensity was there, you know. But to put our kids into the world like that, to try to figure some shit out, nah. You know, we know my son. We know he's ruled by the moon. We know, you know, we know what days so once he knows, guess what? He's able to just identify it and just kind of stay out the way. And y'all see it. Y'all don't go to the numerology apps. You don't check that daily horoscope. What happens? Because I get the feedback from you guys. You know, Champ will tell you, Champ on it heavy.
Shit crazy, man. I keep dropping the ball. I'll be in that joint every day. I got it pulled up right now. She told me today was gonna be how it was. I knew from the jump. Stayed in my bubble all day.
Chilling.
That's it. Still got everything accomplished. Just in my own little space.
I don't really check them shits on the weekend, so I don't know when this COVID message came through or not. I was not expecting that one, guys.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Just put my brother on it too.
Yeah, I'm done, man. I got no actually today was the first day that I was up all day, just didn't want to rest. Up and at it. Yeah, by next week I should be good, guys. So I'll kind of reschedule everything. Definitely make it up to y'all. Where's Sonia? Sonia, you still on here?
Yeah.
I am.
Okay. Sonia, I got you with that thing too, right?
Okay. All right.
You don't got to worry about that. We'll schedule something. That's Champ
Thank
schedule.
you.
Yeah, I still got slots for the 1% trilogy.
Who's this? Man, you ain't ready for that trilogy, man.
Yeah, you don't want that smoke.
And got to put your money where your mouth is. That's all it is.
October, what's the first day? October 11th?
11. Yeah.
Hey guys, listen, it's a replay. Don't feel like you gotta, go so hard right now. If you can't, you can't. The 2-pay I actually did cut off because we're gonna be done with it we have to finish this by November.
Mm-hmm.
Because from what I'm seeing with the projections on how things are looking, we're gonna have a bull run before the economy trips up. And they're anticipating that crypto, not so much a crypto winter the way people are thinking. So they never give you the whole story. Why is XRP up goddamn 40-something%? That's a crypto winner.
44% last month. Crazy.
Damn, if that's the winner, I hate to see what the summer look like. And this is institutional guys that are buying in now too, guys. I'm just letting you know. So if y'all keep waiting for this 33 or 30-cent entry point, good luck. That train has left the yard. Yeah, that train has left the yard. If y'all want to be cashed out, let me know. But I wouldn't be selling, guys. Like just wait. We've been here before. At the least, even if it got to the all-time high again, what is it, Champ? 380?
386.
I mean, do the math. And then they cut the head off then too with the black swan and all that.
What?
This is normal. I'm telling you guys, when we get the regulations in here and stuff gets to really be applied, like this shit's going live. But they rocking us to sleep because FedNow is people really think FedNow is not crypto. Oh, you seen them? They coming for Zelle now too, right?
Yep.
I see the bullshit with Zelle, right? Now Zelle's a bad guy. Zelle's tied to illegal like what are y'all talking about? Zelle? That's tied to your bank account? Oh, man. This is all to pump this FedNow situation, man. Which is what?
Yeah, it was just damn XRP and and them being the head of the faster payments task force and all that. And they ain't creating no new product, no new corridors, man. They using what's already pre-existing, and that's what's gonna make they payments instant. Come on, man. Don't get rocked to sleep.
Shit, I thought Zelle was FedNow. Shit, every time I send a Zelle, that shit hits
right away.
Definitely faster than ETH.
What?
Yo, you guys are seeing how this story is not making much sense. But prior to meeting us, like you'd be super confused watching this movie. We didn't have none of this noise back in the day.
I can only wish.
All right, listen, man. This is we harvesting right now. This is harvest time. So 15 we entered. That means you guys got the same. Yeah, actually getting some 15 entry points too. I ain't even gonna hold you. We had to go through all this, champ.
Shit crazy, man.
All right, listen, I'm good. What's the schedule? Oh, we have what we got coming up? You can stop the recording.
Hold on.
You want to close it out first?
Yeah. Yo, appreciate y'all. That was the conclusion of episode 12. Dot Connect Wednesdays. We'll see y'all next Wednesday. Let's get it.